this camera failed. It failed, it was not coming on, and I was panicking and wondering, oh my god, this is my A7 IV nightmare all over again. I've had this Sony FX30 for around a year and 2 months. I got it sometime in July last year, and ever since I got this camera, it's been amazing. Like, my first video with this camera on my channel is the most viewed video that I have on my channel with around 50,000 views, and that's me testing the low light saying it's not what I expected. And trust me, it was not. Because before buying this camera, I watched a lot of videos saying that, oh, the sensor is terrible, it's noisy, the low light is not good, and don't buy this camera because you will regret it because of the bag of noise and the sensor even in broad daylight. So I decided to go against my best judgment, bought the camera same way, didn't care what the reviews were saying, and let me tell you, don't believe everything you see on the internet, right? False advertisement, because this camera has been nothing but a great little champ, okay? I didn't have an FX3 budget, but I like the build and the body of this camera. The gray tone, how it's built with the mounting points and stuff, is just a sexy little beast. Look at it, look at it, right? So I got the camera and I went in CT, somewhere in CT, to do the testing of low light around 2 o'clock in the night. It was very late. And we were walking around and not shooting. So where I was not really pitch black. There was a lot of street lights, neon signs, gas station where lights is and everything. So it looked pretty good. And I was shooting with a Sigma 16mm f1.4, and let me tell you, having the right lens paired with this camera, shooting at the native ISO, which is 800 and 2500, I shot everything wide open at f1.4, and the quality that I got, I was like, so why are they saying this sensor is horrible? This, you know, just the colors and everything this camera produced. In that specific video, you could watch it here. I'll put a link here or here. But that specific video, if you go and watch it after this one, you'll see what I'm talking about. It was like magic. I don't know if I got lucky on that day, or maybe through the camera was new out the box, but the quality that I got in low light, 2 o'clock in the night, was crazy. So that was the selling point for me. I didn't regret it after I shot that video and tested out in the editing. Then I did some daylight shoots as well, and let me tell you, it's definitely a part of the cinema line. It doesn't look like your A7 IV, what's coming out of the A7 IV. A7 IV have a digital look, a type of, I don't know what to explain, but more photogenic type of look. But this has a cinematic tone to it. I don't know, it kind of leans more to the flat greenish side of things on the color spectrum, but the look that you're getting out of this little FX30 is somewhat magical, right? It gives you that cinematic feel when you shoot. Anything you shoot on this, it gives you that, oh my god, it looks so good. Lately, it's been my main workhorse. It's been becoming my main grab when I'm going on video projects specifically. Because yes, it can take photos, but it doesn't support like off-camera flash. Don't know what's the correct term for it, but it doesn't support. So if you're using a flash on this, it won't work, right? So it's good to take photos. It's a 24 megapixel camera, so the pixels is there, but if you definitely need off-camera flash and stuff to take photography and you're thinking this is the perfect hybrid camera, it's not. It is, but it's not. All right, so if you want to take photography serious, well, look to the A7 IV or the 6700, which is the same sensor as this, but that one supports photography features, right? And I paired it with the 18-50. This lens is always on this camera, and if not, it's the right here, 10-18. This is my wide angle. I love this lens. Love this lens. The close focus distance on these two lenses is basically macro. So you're getting macro features, you're getting best of both worlds with these two lenses. They're lightweight and small, and they pair well with the FX30. So the 10 to 18 for vlogging, when I want to vlog and stuff, to get the wide stuff, any landscape or anything like that, real estate. 18 to 50 for mostly close up, or where the 10 to 18 left off, right? What I don't like about this camera, I would say there's not much that I don't like, but I would say the fact that it crops in 4K 120. I don't like that. With enough light, it's okay because I do use it to shoot my product videos, slow motion shots and stuff in the 4K 120 because I normally have enough light where that is concerned. But when I'm doing events and stuff, I don't really use 4K 120 because it's a bit too slow. So 4K 60 is fine for me. Okay? All right. The next thing that I don't like is, what is it now? See, there's not much to not like about this camera. All right. So the next thing I would say is maybe the sensor. All right. As I said, the sensor is a bit noisy in certain situations, and it do require light. Right. It's not the FX3. Far from FX3. FX3 is great without light. No light at all. Go up to 12,800 ISO. But this is not that. So you definitely need a little pocket light to walk around with if you can get any light where you're shooting, just to point at the subject. Because what the trick to this is, you definitely need to help it out with a little bit of light. Not much, just a little bit, and that will help the sensor greatly. So walk with a little pocket light, something rechargeable to use when you're videoing, either to mount it on the top or just to point it on whatever you're shooting, and you'll be good. So 2 cons for me, the sensor and 4K 120. But I'll show you some sample footage right here that I got with this camera, so you could see it's not a deal breaker when I say the sensor is a con. The only con about the sensor is the fact that you need a little bit of light. But other than that, you'll be good. So I had this camera for a year, and I've been praising this camera. And it's not the camera's fault. I don't think it's Sony's fault. Maybe it's mine. I don't know. But this camera failed. It failed. It was not coming on. And I was panicking and wondering, oh my God, this is my A74 nightmare all over again. And I couldn't go back through that because I had to travel to New York to get the A74 fixed. And it cost me a pretty penny. Yes, it did. $700 to get the A74 fixed. And I was like, oh my God, I can't pay that again because this camera was like, what, $1,600 without the top handle? And I was like, that's half the price of what I paid for this. And I have to go back and do the same thing again. But I found the culprit that did the damage to the A74, and it did the same thing to this. And no, it was not a memory card. No, it was not bad firmware update. It was the battery. I purchased a Sony original battery on Amazon, and apparently it was a knockoff. I don't know, and maybe if it was original, it got some bad circuit, bad charge, somewhere along the way. And I put it in the A74, I noticed that it blacked out. I took it out instantly, right? Put the battery one side, forgot to mark the battery, it got mixed up in the lot again, right? And this was after my A74 got fixed and returned to me. I put the battery in and then the same thing, and then I take it out instantly, okay? And the same battery I put in the FX30, and I realized the same thing was happening, and I was like, what's going on? Took it out, put the next battery in the heat of the moment, shooting and everything. I put back the battery in the A74, not A74, the FX30, not realizing that it's the same faulty battery. It was shooting good all day, everything, lock it off. Come back to the studio the next day, ready to shoot again. The camera was not coming on. I was like, oh my God, no. What is this again? Luckily, this camera was still on warranty, so I got it fixed for free. The board didn't get damaged or anything like that. I sent it in Took a while to come up because FedEx was holding it at the airport saying something about customs and they need to see the receipt, how much I paid for it and all of that. And I'm explaining to them that I just sent it for repair, but they didn't care and they wanted to charge me. And that took around 2 months to sort out. Didn't pay them, well, kind of did, but not as much as that would break the bank, right? But yeah, so if you're considering purchasing the Sony FX30, take my word for it. Take my word for it as a user that uses camera every day for everything. Yes, go on ahead. Don't wait for FX32 or the Mark II or the FX3 if you have the budget, or a A75 that's coming out shortly. Get the FX30, you won't regret it because the built-in fan is a plus. You won't have to be worrying about overheating. You could shoot all day if you have the memory. This camera is a mini piece. I love everything about this camera. I love the weight, I love the style, I love the look. It just looks professional, right? You rig this up, you can't go wrong. So, FX30 in 2025, definitely. So, I hope y'all enjoy this one. Like, share, subscribe. Comment below, let me know if you're an FX30 shooter and your thoughts on it, if you have any more cons other than what I mentioned, and see you in the next one.